You literally were laying on the couch on your deathbed.
Honestly, it's a whole 180. If you saw me then and you see me now, I'm able to wrestle with my kids again. I can be a dad. I'm back into sports. My motivation's back.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second day now of the Hormone Challenge Week. And we have a very exciting show for you today. We're hosting a live success panel with people who have successfully balanced their hormones and ended their health challenges. We're going to bring in a gentleman. Here he is.
What is up, you guys?
Yo, it's been how long?
It's been a while. 2018. So I graduated your program.
Okay, so you were the Facebook darling poster child of the group for about 2 years. Can you remind people where you were?
Yeah, I mean, I was basically dead. If it wasn't for you and your program, Maggie, I honestly, I don't know if I'd be here. If it wasn't my diseases and complete lack of nutrient, just the major nutrient deficiency I was in, and just losing so much weight. If all of that pain and issues from, I suffered from major severe Crohn's disease, Sacroiliitis, Osteopenia. I would get major gout flare-ups. My joints would be so inflamed, like I literally couldn't walk. There were times where I'd crawl around my house just to get somewhere. Couldn't put my socks on. My kids had to help me do something. My kids would make me food sometimes because they could see I couldn't help. And if all of that didn't get me, sometimes I hate saying it. It's hard to say, but I honestly, I don't know how much longer I could have gone without, cutting it off myself. I was at the end of my rope. And your program flipped it all for us.
Tyler, I mean, I think when I saw you, you literally were laying on the couch on your deathbed being told that whether or not you were going to have surgery, you're probably going to die soon anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I know. And I've shared that with the world as best I could just to get people to understand that there's a better way. There's a better way. I mean, I lost 10 years, 11 years of my life. I was highly athletic. I was really into competitive paintball then. And literally when my diseases hit, it stripped all that from me. It stripped all my athleticism, the gym, everything.
But you know what bugged me about the most about your story and many men who actually joined our program? I mean, we talk about women a lot, but every single man who's joined our program, I can tell you right now, the adrenals and their testosterone, their estrogen, progesterone, all those hormonal things were completely ignored. I mean, even though you were on your deathbed and told you had to get surgery and you were going to die anyway, I mean, just quick second, what were your hormones like that we discovered in the program?
They were tanked. You literally said they were worse than my oldest son was 9 at the time. You said they were worse than his hormones, and which is crazy because for one, I never got tested for that. And two, I felt still sexually active. So never in my mind did I think hormones had anything to do with any of my issues.
And never in those years did anybody test it.
No, not at all.
That's the other thing. And Elisa's jumping in. Elisa's a physician who's been through our program. She has Crohn's and so do my 2 sons. And I mean, I just want you to know, Tyler, there's been over about 30, 40 comments in the feed of people who said they were inspired by you to make a serious commitment and changes in their health. Incredible.
I mean, it's a complete 180. I mean,
Margaret just said you were her inspiration for turning around her Crohn's.
Good. That makes me feel so good. That's why I started Autoimmune Typhoon, because of the new perspective that you gave me and my family. I just had to share it. And I know a lot of men, especially men, really struggle sharing their issues, especially when it comes to hormones or if they're in pain and they can't do things. And I just felt I needed to be that for a lot of people, especially men, and just let them know, like, look, you can do it too, man. A lot of times you just have to, that's what I'm saying. You just have to have faith that there's another way than conventional medicine is fear-based feeding you, pretty much.
How many years are you out from the program, Tyler?
2018. Yeah, 5 years.
Oh my gosh.
Crazy.
I knew looking at you on the couch, I knew that your adrenals, your testosterone, some of your other hormones are going to be in the tank. I knew it. And I knew they were a critical aspect to you coming back. Yeah. So I remember a story here. I'm going to tell a Tyler story.
Oh God. Oh God. Here we go. Here we go.
Like in the beginning of the program, I just remember like on these coaching calls, he was in the background, like laying on the couch, or like half the time he was coming from the toilet to the couch and we wouldn't be seeing him. And I was seeing mom. And it was amazing around 3 or 4, maybe actually it was probably closer to week 6. And you were getting off your pancake habit at that point. No more pancakes for Tyler.
Man, that prednisone was addicting as hell. It was.
And it made you crave carbs like pancakes.
Dude, I was eating
pancakes. I remember these
crazy.
things. Well, so around week 6, when Tyler's hormones started to kick back in, suddenly he was starting to lift weights and he wanted to do it in a
Ah,
really like small teeny tank top in front of all the ladies while we were doing all these calls and stuff. So he's sitting here lifting weights.
it
Oh,
felt, it felt so good to be able to do it again. I was just like, yeah,
oh.
I gotta do this. I gotta be on this call, and I'm lifting these weights because I can. It
But
was
that's the
amazing.
thing. I mean, where are you now with your hormone balance, dude? And how's that been a part of your recovery?
It's honestly, it's a whole 180. If you saw me then and you see me now, I mean, I'm literally back into competitive paintball.
There's a thing called competitive paintball.
You know what? Go on my page. I actually posted a video of my last tournament. We were just up in Seattle. Yeah,
Wow.
that was my life before. I really want to do it, and like I said, because of balancing hormones, like I'm able to wrestle with my kids again. I can be a dad. I'm active. I'm back into sports. My motivation's back. I don't have the inflammation in my joints and stuff like I did. They would get so freaking swollen. Like I literally could not even move my elbows. Like there were times they were so locked. I couldn't
Yeah.
move. I was like stuck.
Yeah.
And I haven't been like that in a while. It's
What the
amazing.
problem is, I think there's the total disservice when it comes to men. I think all people are actually underserved with the hormone balancing period. But I
Yeah,
also think that men uniquely are super underserved in their hormonal balance because it's been relegated to just about erectile dysfunction. And it's not about erectile dysfunction. Male hormone balance is about overall health and longevity because it impacts every single thing else that's going on.
everything.
And the other thing is doctors make an assumption. If a guy is coming to a doctor to ask for their testosterone to be tested or any hormones to be tested, they assume is to be abusing hormones for muscle building. Okay.
And there was no way I was about to do any muscle building at that point. So
He's trying to live. He's
yeah,
trying to
yeah.
survive.
I was so close. I literally,
I
it
know.
was like this
It
tiny
was literally
little
like a week
pinhole.
before you guys made the decision that you guys joined the
Yeah.
program. I was like,
That's what that's what
please.
that's what did it is they woke me up from my colonoscopy and they showed me the picture and they're like, "Do you see this little hole? They're like, if that was pinched shut, you would be waking up with a bag right now." And it just that was it. That little moment flipped me and my mom's mom, mainly her, and she was like, "I got to help my son. There's got to be a new way. We cannot have the surgery." And you and your program prevented it. So
Well, I have a great question here. Chris is asking, well, why were your hormones so low? What was the cause for Tyler for his low hormones? What did you discover, Tyler, were some of the causes of why your hormones were so down?
man, I mean, well, I would treat myself like crap. I would eat like crap. I
Mhm,
would drink a lot of alcohol.
mhm.
I definitely was having my food intolerances I didn't know about. So I was eating a lot of foods that were just causing a lot of inflammation.
Correct.
I had a lot of candida overgrowth, which was
Bacterial infection, fungal
just
infections.
destroying me. And it just, I think everything was just all playing in with my hormones and my Crohn's disease. And it just started spiraling in my body. And I was just spiking all sorts of different diseases because of just imbalances.
This is the question, Tyler. People want to know when you worked with us to get your blood sugar under balance, and then when you realized what hormone pattern you were in and took the needed supplementation, how quickly did you see a turnaround? By the way, by week 6, he was throwing weights, guys.
It was about that quick. I mean, I felt pretty good after your program. I mean, it still takes progress. I mean, all of those years of damage, you're not going to do an 8-week program and then feel like freaking He-Man or something. So I would say for me to get to a really powerful point, it probably took me 2 months of really
Yeah.
focusing after your program to hone in on really healing my body from all that damage, everything you taught me, and then just not going backwards, not because I think one of the hardest things for me is I see people who can question these programs, but they don't utilize it, or they do a program like this, but they're still eating the foods they're not supposed to, and not really following the program to a whole. But when you follow a program like this to the whole, I mean, the turnaround can be pretty dramatic, pretty
Within
fast.
a couple of weeks, he was lifting weights. I'm
Yeah,
just letting you
six
guys
six
know.
weeks, man. After your program, I felt good. I
Someone said,
still feel
do you
good.
receive any medication treatments for your Crohn's now?
No, I'm off all biologics. All
Hello.
biologics. I would, and I will tell you, I did before all this. I took I was taking all sorts of biologics. Right, my last
Yeah,
trial was
I
Humira.
remember that. And they weren't working.
Holy shit! No, Humira effed me up. Like I was going insane. I was having these major emotional breakdowns at work for no reason. Like I literally would be at my machine. I'm
Well,
a
when your
machinist,
testosterone's that low and your adrenals suck that
dude.
much, you're going to be depressed, anxiety, and irritable as hell.
And I didn't know why. I was sitting there crying and freaking out at work. I went home and told my dad, I'm just leaving. I went home, packed my bags, and just drove to Bend. And on my way to Bend, I was like so mentally, hormonally effed up that I was like contemplating just driving off one of those cliffs. I was like, I can't do this anymore. But I made it to my friend's house, and
Well,
I just
and Tyler, you're not alone in that one. Here's the
no,
thing is how
no,
many people, and I'm going to include myself here, had hormonal and health symptoms so bad that you thought that life wasn't worth living and contemplating.
dude, yeah, it gets that
Thank you,
bad,
Dana.
and I just hope there's people out there that see the changes that you can make, and don't let it get to that point.
Is there anything I would love for our guest panel to have some final thoughts around hormone balancing? What's one thing, one clue to your success that you could impart on them? I would love one parting thought or clue that you could give.
You know, I think protein, fibers, and fats in the evening is very crucial to go to bed. You know, you don't want to smash a huge pancake, go to bed, and then wake up and drink a huge cup of coffee. So on top of the protein, fibers, and fats, first thing in the morning, man, wake up and drink, you know, at least 16 ounces of water before you reach for that coffee, because, you know, reaching for that coffee and then eating those sweets in the morning can just really start your day not right, especially hormonally.
Yes, coming from the pancake man himself,
Yeah.
the former pancake man himself.
Hey, you know, I still enjoy them every once in a while. Don't get me wrong.
Okay, coming from Autoimmune Typhoon, formerly known as Pancake Man.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
All right, I want to thank you for joining us. If you're interested in working with me on my Hormone Masterclass, there's a link here to check out my Hormone Masterclass and to enroll. If you're interested in learning more, I would go ahead and we'll click a link for here to book a chat.